Welcome back to Freedom to Learn podcast. My name is Gurumurthy Yeleswarapu, founder and CEO of Siliconvalley4u. For those who are not familiar with this podcast, please subscribe and press the like button, and you'll get a bunch of podcasts your way, and also you get to dig into the archive of podcasts that we have. So today, I have a friend of mine for 30 some years, and we went to school together, and is presently uh, working in um, he working as rather a senior program management consultant with 30 years of industrial experience in IT and automation, and he's currently located in Hyderabad. Um, his name is Venu Jaligama. So welcome, Venu.
Um, Thank you, Guru. So appreciate it. So
Yeah. So why don't you tell everybody about yourself, and how I know you've been in US for some time. You were in Northern California, and then you went back, and then just talk about your journey, just so people know, your background a little bit more.
yep, yeah, Guru. So thanks first of all for this session. And the thing is, you are pushing back to think about our and remember those days, good, bad, and ugly, and also the hard work. So the opportunities and all. Really, really, at that time, it is, I think, 1990 onwards, that's our batch are in same 50 years of the age. So 1991, we passed out. Before that, I'm from the middle average farmers family from Telangana. So it is south part of India. So studied everything 10 plus 2 and whatnot. The intermediate, we can say, as in regional language. We don't know about much about the English medium things and all. I started really in engineering itself with English medium. So struggled a lot, got around 50, 60% marks in first year onwards. So at that time, really what I think is colleges are very less and also quality is little bit really saying much more comparatively not everybody. What I am comparing is present generation at the scale of 1 to 10, probably 60 to 70% people, what right now they are not taking as a seriousness, but really, really quality was very good at that time, but we don't have much opportunities really because we know what is the background of our family, what parents are looking, how they are struggling for each and every penny at that time. So I remembered 900 rupees is my father's salary at that time. So he made me to study engineering. So things after completing my engineering, so again less colleges we completed, and there are very very less opportunities out of campus. There is no campus interviews at that time. You know everything. So you are my senior, so you know better. So okay, with file we are moving each and every corner. So there is no that was a period of where there was no IT. The IT is coming at that stage only. Really, with electronics background, I don't have much job opportunities. We always look for Electronics Corporation of India or DRDO something, but everywhere it is a test again. So struggled a lot, writing
Yeah.
some tests and all. I went through ECIL is my break. First break was with ECIL. So after journey with Government of India, the Atomic of Energy. So at that time, really, really, as a lot of people, not me only, 80% people don't know what is career, how to build a career. So nobody was there to guide. Now
Yeah.
a lot of people are there, like you, like senior people. who has very good experience. They are guiding each and every person who are interested how to go, how to build your career, how to make your uh, what not the attitude or personality development, skill development, what. But nobody was there at that time, so we are
Correct.
swimming our own, really
Right.
speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, so got an opportunity in ECL. So really, I was not much interested towards US. Really speaking, is my personal. It is. I don't say that is bad. This is bad. Everybody is good here and there. But at that time, because of money, because of the pressure of my society, whatnot, the people are around me. So because of their interest, I came to US because of
Yeah.
really money.
Yeah.
So after I was there in California, Sacramento. Then I moved to Dallas. So total around 2 years of the period. So
Mm.
I worked there in different organizations. One, two. Then I thought it's time to go back and
Yeah.
settle there to help parents and all. So I came back after that. So I joined total private industry IT sector. I
Yeah.
started with Nokia, then Satyam, then Intoto, Mahindra Satyam, so and so. So I did a lot of domains work like IT and also automation, then PLC programming, then moved to project management. This is almost all 27 years experience. So
Yeah.
we had
No,
good,
I
bad,
mean,
ugly, any everything. Yeah, yeah.
no, actually, it's funny. I mean, because you brought back, as you said, all the good old memories. I call it simpler days, blissful, and because you you don't have options, you have one option. It's pretty much it, and also you don't know much. When you don't know much, you live in a blissful life because you don't know any better.
True.
So so yes, I remember. Interestingly, even I was 1 year senior too. But even in my class back then, most of the people came from countryside villages
True.
and who haven't had any, uh, quote unquote, good education or what is that, CBSE or whatever that is, central schools or whatever they used to call. Um, we had none of those. I think there were a few guys, not in our computers, but few guys on the other, I mean, electronics and things like that. So there were a few guys there. That's when I got to know that there are schools outside of Jilla Prashad High School exists. so, so yeah, I mean, but as you said very well, I think there was a purpose in a way to for you, for instance. You come from humble beginnings, as you said, and you had to get out of that, and that was the purpose. And you did whatever it takes to get it done, right? So whether it comes coming
True.
to US or going back if necessary, or but you had that mindset to go after and take care of um, basically your living, and also, yeah. Um so that's a nice segue, right? We, as you very well said, we were only, I think, if I'm right, 20 colleges in the entire state, both Telugu states combined, right? And back then, I that's it. And so 20, 30 seats in each discipline.
True.
um, and in a best case, at least in computer science, I did computer science. I think not every college had computer science back then. So roughly 200 to 300 students used to come out total from the entire state.
100%.
Yeah, now there is. So there are explosion of colleges and number of seats and number of disciplines. There is a CS degree, there is IT degree, there is ALMI, AIML. Sorry, I'm getting confused. AIML, and I forgot whatever. So a lot of BCA, MCA, BBA, all that.
Oh, yes.
Uh, Tons of explosion of colleges, So now you are on the other side of things, right? You are looking to hire people. Constantly. You've been hiring for a while now, in India. So, what do you think of this explosion of schools? Is it really helping in terms of finding resources, or create more headache for employers because of the extra overhead to figure out, who is the right fit for your company or your business?
Yep. Basically, if you look back of 30 years time frame, there was in total Telugu states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, a combined AP, 17 colleges was there,
Mm.
including
Oh, that's it. Huh?
including only 17, including government,
Wow.
JNQs, money and all, 17, including private and government. Now, last 2018 or 19, whatnot, 767 colleges was there. So that's the X. X. What is the X? You can.
Oh, yeah.
So
We need
that's
calculator.
yeah.
So
So basically
50 times.
one. Yep.
No, 40
So
times. Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy
So
number.
what we are observing is at the same time number of companies are also increasing,
Increased
not with the
significantly.
respect to
Same ratio.
the ratio, but
Mm.
some sort of in terms of 2x or 3x, maybe it was definitely increased and increases. That's exponentially is going on. There's no
Correct.
doubt
Correct.
about it.
Right.
But there was definitely one catch was there. So the thing is, when you take on a scale of 100
Mm-hmm.
placements or whatnot, maybe it is going up to 40% only. Again, 60% is additional. They are not recruiting by the campus or something like that off campus or whatnot. The ratio is not matching, but the increase of colleges, it is fulfilling some of the requirements of the present scenario of the market. But initially, what we analyzing is when we call for a test or interview nowadays, when we are going for the recruitment for the freshers or a campus, I'm observing 3 4 things. The thing is, people are first of all not 100%. One more time I'm repeating. 30% anyway, those are something like good. They are recruiting somewhere. They are getting the knowledge themselves because of some their background and all what. But 60% people, they are not really getting the placement. The basic problem what we are observing, they are they are not much confidence on their subject. Really, they are lacking basics of the technology first of all. And one more thing is negligence. Negligence means how? For example, tomorrow if you have tests or tomorrow if you have interview campus, just today night they are downloading from the Google all the subject MCQs. Just they are going through and coming back to the interview. When we are asking, see, first of all, from company side, what we are looking is we are not looking the person should be very much strong technical or strong experience. No, because they are basically they are just
Entry level guys. Yeah.
entry level guys. We are always looks the call it as HELD concept. So
Mm-hmm.
always we look. So this is the general term that what we some people, some management people. So we design like HELD. So that is nothing but some code word. See, HELD is nothing but the hard work, enthusiasm, L for learning, and D for dedication or discipline, whatnot. If you have these 4 pillars, initially we are looking for that. So what we are expecting is we are not expecting. So everything. So when we are talking about what is your project, just they are saying XYZ name.
Yeah.
If you go for some in-depth questions, then they are saying, sir, my role is just documentation. My role is what this is happening because 4 or 5 people are doing one project.
Yeah.
There, one person will be there who is doing coding or who is copy pasting that code. There, he is having some knowledge on that project. After that, these 2 or 3 people who are so I am again not all the people. What we are crossing is a 60% people. Same level. Sir, this is not my work, sir. Somebody's work. I have not focused here. Blah, blah, blah stories. See, they don't know how to approach into the industry. What is the difference?
Yeah.
What is the gap between an institute and the industry? Institute and industry have a huge gap here.
Yeah.
Really, really speaking. But you can ask one more question. So you may ask, Venu, lot more people are placement is happening. So true, because companies need, they are thinking that they will train and all. Again, after 1 year or what their training period, if they are not doing properly, they will throw off again.
Yeah.
So basically, what I am looking is, I always look the hard work. How is he having the concept, the nature of hard working? If he is having learning interest, if you have that, we will push him at any to the corner. So you know very well. So you are the computer science thing, and you have a lot of people. Your placement, you are doing a lot of things. Nowadays, 1.5 year back, we are listening the name called full stack developer.
Right.
Really, really. What is that full stack developer? Really means. That is simple in terms.
Right.
The concept of full stack developer is computer science.
Right.
It pretty much IT. But I will convert into term called general term called E to E engineer. E to E, that is end to end engineer. That's what industry is looking. If you say that I have coding, I have testing knowledge, I have this thing, that it don't work. No.
Correct. Yeah.
When a person is recruited, so for example, there is no room in development, then he will push into the customer support.
Yeah.
What is customer support? Nobody knows. What is the legacy device? How to fix a bug? What is P1? What is P2? What is priority? There, they are getting frustration.
Yeah.
That is also one of the major challenge nowadays these freshers are facing. After 2-3 months, they are getting out, they are crying outside, they are getting frustration. I thought something else. Customer support or QA or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know now what to do. So
I
these
think
things are happening really.
Yeah. I see. We do these. We work with students, and then we bring the projects. We are trying to solve the same problem. We're not trying to. We are solving the same problem. So while instead of waiting until they finish their degree, we are bringing this work environment to the colleges and have them do it. We are also seeing that the moment they want to stay in the comfort zone. Comfort zone is whatever stuff they know. If you put them outside the comfort zone, they start complaining, saying that, oh, that's not there and that part. So there is a tendency to say the other person is at fault, and they are not taking that as a humbling experience. And I had to change my attitude to there is something that I don't know and I have to work on it. And they're not getting that message. Instead, they're saying, why don't you make me do what I know and just leave me alone? And so in the reality, the world, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. In the industry, as you know, they're very unstructured, and there is expectation of customer, and you have to deliver, you have to match their requirements. and you're not here to match some curriculum, obviously. And so as a result, once they get out of the comfort zone, they struggle. Some of them, not all of them. When they struggle, then they get all these variety of thoughts. So I think that's precisely. I mean, I wanted people to hear from you rather than me saying it. That's exactly what we are observing as well. Whatever you just said, and so that drives into the nice segue of next question, which is, so what are you seeing? I mean, you kind of touched upon it. And so when somebody's out of college joining, what you are seeing and what's your expectation? I know you talk about health and everything, but in terms of, so another friend of mine, he has his own company in Ahmedabad. He was saying that he tells his HR that you look for attitude, attitude, attitude. Nothing. I mean, if he has the right attitude, I can train them, make it work. If they don't have, then all bets are off. So do you concur with that, or you have any other observation that you might want to share?
Good point, Guru. So what your friend said is nothing but is a big picture of umbrella is called attitude. What is attitude? What are the parameters of the attitude? Tell me. First of all, it is a blanket statement. So, but what he's saying is 100% correct. So, we segregated these four pillars under the coverage of attitude. That is, one thing is hard work. The second one is his enthusiasm after about that project, about that work, environment, culture, and all. Third one is the learning curve, and fourth one is discipline for the nature. It is attitude. So attitude is nothing but it has its own parameters. These four are the parameters under the coverage of attitude. What he told is also correct, but because when you are doing some interview, within a seconds or a 30 minutes, we cannot get the attitude of the person. So if that is nothing but is a same thing again. Our attitude means we need to check again the same parameters, because what is his learning curve? If he gave, for example, a sort of program, for example, to write a test program for um, binomial theory, or like any thing adding of two numbers, or a stack or whatnot. We can't look for the real syntax. I cannot see the syntax. Syntax will come automatically, but I will always look what is his logic behind. What is his approach? Syntax errors 100, there's no issue.
That's right.
It will be fixed. But if you are thinking level, or how you are, for example, within 1 hour you need to complete, how the stress he is taking, that is one of the parameter of the attitude. Because tomorrow you need to handle different types of customers down the line. So maybe one customer arrogant, or some customer is very fast, very something. So many. So I can't say that, but you should have the parameter called patience. What is the patience? How much? Because nowadays everybody is moving with their handy mobiles on 4G to 5G. So what I observed is, by one click, if you are not getting that site, they are getting irritation. The same thing is reflecting in their lives. In interviews also, we are looking that. So really speaking, we one more parameter what we always check is, we will call them 9:30, but really speaking, we can't call them till inside the boardroom till 12:30.
Oh my goodness. They're late by 3 hours?
No. They will come at 9:30, they will register. But because of some other works, we could not able to reach them by 12:30. What is their face reaction? How they are feeling?
Gotcha.
Are they feeling bad, or are
stress?
they? This is also one of the important. Yeah, some people may think that management is arrogant or something like that. It is not arrogant. Because this is the stage, everything they need to learn.
I agree.
See, you and I, your friend, whatnot, the all experienced guys, how you are pulling here for interviewing all, because your motto is to help freshers, right?
Right. Yep.
Why you are giving this platform to them? Because at that point of time in 90s, we could not able to get this type of experienced people. Now you want to make these experienced people to guide them, right?
That's right.
See, then they will go fast, right?
Yep.
For our growth, for example, we took 12 years.
Yeah.
Your point is now they need to get that point by 4 years.
That's right. Even less. Yeah.
Even less. That's what the value of experience.
Correct.
Experience is nothing but how many hurdles you crossed in your life is called experience.
Correct. Yep.
Smooth
Absolutely.
life experience is not the experience.
Right.
It is my perspective.
Right. Right.
So my thing is attitude. Really, back to your question, is really correct. So what sir is saying is also correct. That is called nothing but is attitude. So that attitude we are making some sort of small segments, and we are doing that. So one more what we are thinking is some people are little good. When they bored, some more challenges are there. So what my experience I am sharing with you, I want to share this also.
Right.
People within 6 months they want to fly. There is nothing but they want to
that
take
was
it.
going to be my
Because of
next
the
question, actually. That was on my
package.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let me come to that. Give me one second,
Okay.
because I
Okay.
want to address that. That's my segue into the
Okay.
next
Fine.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
So I fully agree with you. That's what also I was saying. Attitude is. I also say, in relation to software, I always tell them, you learn when software doesn't work. You don't learn if just you drop it there, it works, you're not learning anything. And it's made like almost like playing a video game. So that's the other term I use outside of comfort zone is when things don't work. I see the tendency, at least my observation, again, culturally also different, right? So culturally, what I've seen is the moment it stops working, they just look for help. They don't put in effort to say, okay, this is my job. I'm the owner of this job. I got to figure this out and try your best. And when you don't have, if you're running out of options, there's a Google, you can Google and then you can, at some point you can ask. Asking is not a bad thing, but that should not be the first line of defense. The moment it stops working, boom, hey, it's not working. So I always tell them that if you have a mentor, if you punt everything back to mentor, you're making mentor better because he's solving all your problems. He's going to be even better than you, and you're not learning anything. And you should try. And so that is, as you said, that suggestion won't work unless they put that into practice for years. And not like, let's say 1 week or 2 weeks, and then third week they'll come back to the same thing. They must continue to do that over a period of time. That becomes them. And so that's when, like some of the things, I think that's a good test. So you make them wait and see, because that's the reality of the world, right? When you go and visit a customer. So I used to go to London, HBC. So we used to go there and stay there for a week at times to make sure, we take care of all their, requirements / what we are looking for. Things like, point I'm trying to make is that customer is always right. That's the mentality you must have. And you must treat any other party that you are trying to serve as a customer. That's what I preach to all these guys. Even when you work in a group and you're developing a small piece of code that's gonna help other team or other member of the team, the other member of the team is your customer. Very simple. It can be a very close friend of you, but he is your customer, he or she, and you have to treat them like customer and make sure that they are right. And even if they are wrong, you have to put it in a humble words and make sure that they is well. Keep the professionalism going. So that's the bar. So I mean, those are the things, in my humble opinion, more important than many times some of the coding skills, to be honest. So we all know that, and you concur with me that you can Google and get piece of code. You can't Google and get attitude. So that's as simple as that. And I guess so that drives to my next question, which you're going to address anyways, is that so there is a lot of attrition, right? I shouldn't even say attrition. Attrition is like once you have people for a long period of time, people leaving. Traditionally, we used to call attrition. In other words, if let's say IBM, people have been working, all of a sudden, a lot of people are leaving. So then that's called attrition. Now attrition definition changed. The guys that are coming in is like in and out. Like so. So my question to you is, when these guys come, they just they have this mindset of keep hopping. And another friend of mine was also saying, he put it very nicely, in my opinion. They think if another company pays extra 10,000 rupees, they think that they are being valued more by the other company, but they are missing the point that at times they are missing the point that it's not the money that you should value. It's what you're going to do, what you're going to learn in that first few years of your career and to launch your career. In other words, if you have, let's say somebody is paying $10,000 less, but you have a very responsible job and you have access to customer CEOs and everybody that you can learn from, and then so other companies, let's say Amazon, pays an extra 10,000. No, you'll never be able to talk to CEO of Amazon. Forget about it.
True.
And and also they probably put you on some legacy project that they need desperate help. So where they need some guy to just eyeball it, you don't have to really do anything at times. And so there is a tendency to go with Amazon because it's a big brand and there is a big salary, and it looks pretty good on the paper, right? So that is kind of, I mean, if unless a student, he has the conviction and has the information that, okay, you know what, this is going to build my career, not the other one, they are going to go with the bigger number, which is so. Are you seeing the same thing or even worse than what I just explained?
We same. We are also looking same actually. So everybody is the same boat with respect to term called attrition. So as you said, well, you can't say that is attrition, but is a jumping structure initially. Because
that's a good word. I mean, I want to steal that word.
Yeah, because
jumping structure.
Yes, within
Aerobics.
3 years of the experience, it's called jumping structure.
Yeah.
Attrition comes above 10 years of the experience.
Correct.
Or something like that.
Correct.
So we will park that. So we will talk about the
Right.
initial stage of the people,
right,
who are the freshers. I observed 3-4 parameters, Guru, in this.
Yeah.
One, what I observed is they are looking, first of all, when a fresher, first of all, when they want a break for industry, is the first footing step for the industry, company side moving from institute. First, he want to first breakthrough. At that time, he's always looks that I will do this, that, everything is good, everything, he will promise everything. When he joined, after 2-3 months, he starts comparing with his peers, his classmates. Somebody is X, he is getting 6 lakhs, now he is getting 3 lakhs here. So now he always looks for this experience letter rather than the expertise. He want to carry this experience letter of 1 year or 1.5 year to take a jump of a 50% or 100% hike to other company.
Yeah.
This attitude I am looking 50 to 60%.
Yeah.
Because first entry, okay, he finished, he got the first entry, fine. Now nothing. So anyway, I will get a letter. Using this experience letter, because everybody wants experience, right? Nowadays, nobody is giving job for the freshers, for example, I'm saying. So first entry, always he looks very nice. After that, he looks always a letter rather than the learnings. My sincere suggestion to the freshers, be stick with the company at least 2 to 3 years. Then only you will learn what is culture, what is attitude, what is project management, what is cycle, what is PLC, what is program project life cycle or whatnot, how to handle what is bug, what is XYZ.
Yeah.
First 6 months, anyway, everybody need to give training to you first. You are the raw.
Yeah.
We need to make a shape, right?
Yeah.
Out of you.
Yeah.
At least 6 months to 1 year they are spending on you, right?
Right.
But 60% people always looks just for the experience elsewhere. This is one parameter. Second parameter is what they are looking is, I want this domain or that domain or this technology or that technology. See, first of all, people need to give a training of 1 year, then we will think that where you will fit. Whether you will fit in testing or whether you will fit in coding or whether even a computer science graduate may not fit in your coding.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
A person with really speaking, a mechanical guy who is very much interested in coding, they are going for coding. Yes, their interest. They are learning.
Absolutely.
See, they are spending, industry is spending on you, company is spending on you. So my second suggestion is try to learn the things. Try to learn where you are, what you are, where you want to go. Nobody wants you to retire in one company. Yeah. If I am recruiting you, I can say, get out of me after 3 years.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will kick you out.
Yeah.
because after 3 years, you need next level of company. I will also suggest that the management is not there to stop your career. Always people are there to help you out. But you should have right attitude.
Correct.
Definitely. Second is this one. So focus on, first point is learning, then your packages. Second one is should be there for 3 years at least. And project yourself. Try to learn what is group, how to work with group. So you need to work with the different stakeholders. As you well said, that each department, each team is other than you is a stakeholder of you.
Correct.
You need to think.
Yeah.
Actually, see, without learning also you will get job. There is no doubt after 1 year, but you are spoiling your career.
Correct.
You are looking your paycheck, but after 3-4
years,
depreciating. Yes, you are depreciating yourself. You are making your after 6 years, everybody looks your talent at that time.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of jumpings or a lot of changes, then definitely your resume says that you are a non-sticky guy.
Correct. Yeah, you're part of the jumping system.
Jumping system.
That's a good word. I'm going to use that. So, no, I agree with you fully. I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit more about a couple of things you mentioned. One is, so if they don't give value to learning and you see, if you are learning, you're also getting more money. Yes, that's the ideal one. You should go with it. I'm not saying that just don't worry about money. I'm not saying that money is important. Obviously, everybody's doing that for that. But at the same time, if you're completely agnostic to what's going to happen to your job, so that, like as you said, in fact, I give a analogy of electronic goods, right? Electronic stuff, anything you buy, well, phones are, yeah, even phones are even shorter now. So if you buy anything, right, in 3 years the value is zero. So
100%.
33% depreciation. So nowadays even phones is just 50% depreciation, I guess. So point is that if you're not upgrading, and if the company or the job is not giving you opportunity to learn, but they're giving you paycheck, but that means your paycheck remains same, but your value is becoming zero, which is dangerous. Then having a good um, potential that you build, and as you said, after 3 years move on to the next levels and then build your career. Absolutely. And you also, I agree with that. No company will say, hey, you know what, I want to fail in your career. Nobody does that. And they all want you to be very successful, and they will definitely give you, in fact, I give reference letters to a lot of people on regular basis. So we want them to do well, and that's the whole point of this structure that's out there. um, I guess the other thing that I have noticed with that everything we just talked about, for those who join certain companies and then stick around for 2 3 years, and suddenly one fine morning they realize that it's going nowhere, and there is a good chance that I might lose job, because hey, if Amazon is paying you for 3 years, if you are same as when you joined, you haven't upgraded your skills whatsoever, then they might as well take a new guy, because he's going to stick around for 3 years, right? Why dealing with you? And so there is a good chance that you might lose a job, or you might get demoted or some stuff like that. So many times, some of them, if not all, they just look at US. Okay, okay, now that I have a little bit of savings, and so why don't I write GRE and come to US? It will rescue my career. So whatever that means, I come here again. Same thing you told me, what you said, right? My other guy went there. He went to University of Wisconsin, and he's doing somewhere. He's working there, and everything is great. And there are two issues there. One is, whatever worked for your friend or senior may not work for you. Number one. Number two is it's not that beautiful anymore in USA, like the way it used to be. As in, country is great, don't get me wrong, but immigration from India became so bad that it takes anywhere from 15 to, I don't know, in some case 18 19 years for you to get a green card. So is that what you want to do? And in other words, you come here, okay, you got out of that hole, and then you got here, and then you struggled as in you put in a lot of effort to finish your master's. Now you got CPT, OPT, this whole chain of things, and now here we are, and you have to work for green card. And I mean, unless politically things change in America drastically, it's not going to change anytime soon. So before you make that decision, if I always say that if that is your decision, I'm going to come for higher education. By the way, people come here for higher education. 99.9% of the people just to get into the country. Nobody really cares.
98% to 99%. What you said is 100%.
So they just come here for to get in the country, right? So it's not like they really want or enjoy higher education. So once you come here and you go through all this, and so if that is what you want, hey, I'm going to go there. I don't care. It takes 15 years. That's fine. I'm just going to stick around. If that's your option, hey, be my guest. Just do it. If that's not your option, give it a good thought. before doing this. Otherwise, so there are a lot of people here now, they can go forward, they can go backwards. They can just leave and go because they invested 3, 4, 5 years now into this H-1B green card situation. Now they don't feel like going back because they are at a point where things are slightly stable, and they have a company who sponsor and everything. And I don't want to lose all the hard work I just put in to get to this point. And they can move forward because it might take another 10 some years to get a green card to have any kind of freedom to do what they want to do. And so, whereas if you are in India, you are a citizen of the country. So you don't have to worry about any of these. You can go to any company you want, or you can start your own business if you want to. So what, do you see that trend, and what's your recommendation? You also have some experience coming to US and going back and all that.
Well, Guru, so I will give you two examples here.
Yeah.
I've seen two people actually.
Yeah.
One person completed his master's with F1. After OPT, then they could not pick H1B.
Yeah.
Could not able to because of the draw system. So nobody knows.
Lottery. Yeah.
After really 3 times, he has to come back. So what he did is he joined masters again.
I know a lot of people
because
like that. Yeah.
Because now what he is saying is I'm doing double MS. People are thinking really that guy is doing double MS, but his motto is to stay
in the country,
in US. That is one thing. So I can straightforward, I can say that person is not career oriented. He is okay. Living in US is not bad. I'm not saying that. Everywhere, everybody.
But at good. What cost is the
At
question?
At what cost? So the thing is, his motto object is not career. That's it. So you want to stay there, okay, fine. So you want to be there or green card or whatnot. So he want to do that. So he is struggling in his life and all. So his basic concept or aim is not career. So just go on, pull the things and all. So second category persons where the person did engineering here, got a good placement, then worked for 2, 3 years in India. He made good money, so he has don't want to give any burden to his parents and all. So he filed F1. He flight there, but before flying, what he told is, I want to do not masters only. I want to complete my PhD there. So he got admitted with integrated PhD. He is doing there.
Yeah.
That type of persons are there. What the second category, what I am saying is purely career oriented.
Correct.
That's it.
I mean, they are coming for higher education, indeed.
Yes.
I mean, they are not
using
that to get into the country.
When I used to interact with him, so my question was, what after PhD? Do you want to stay there or what not? Right now, I don't have any plans, but after PhD, if green card comes in between of 3 years or 4 years, according to the immigration rules and all, I will stay back or I will fly back.
Yeah, I mean,
first object is I want to do PhD in some sort of engineering. That's it. In specific college, that is the motto of that person. So both are good. Nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
Every person, it's a personal choice. We can't
say
that. But
well, see, this is where I'll give you one more example similar to what you just said. I think it's becoming personal choice once they get here. So I have a guy who went to some college in California, where I am, and that university lost accreditation. And so this guy used to work for an Indian restaurant. I used to go there because I like certain food. So I used to go there, and this guy used to be there. And so So he came to know that is what I do. And then, but he doesn't have legal status. So I said, I don't want to entertain this. So they work for cash. They're not legally working in that restaurant. So they work for cash and all that. I don't know. I don't do all that stuff. So I said, hey, it's just hard. It's not going to work out for us. So he finished masters and everything. So he's trying. And so what happens is if you lose accreditation, you don't even get CPT. You get nothing. So basically, you have to be extraordinary. Some company has to pick you up and give you H-1B. And that just didn't happen. So one fine morning, I just talked to him. I felt bad for him. I said, hey, go back and just build your career. And now that you have a master's degree, go back and, hey, come back a year after year or two. I mean, once you gain some experience, now that you understand things here, so it's easier for you. No, sir, I already joined a master's degree. The worst part is same college, which doesn't have accreditation.
Yes, that's
what this because he can't get into another college. He got into same college, and he's paying good money to stay in the. I was like, what? Okay, so then I said, what's the one? Just give me one reason why are you doing this? No, sir. If I go back, all my family members and friends, they'll kill me. I mean, they're just not gonna. Basically, he's doing this under peer pressure, because if he goes back, people laugh at him or whatever he has. That's where I'm coming from. The point is, ideally, if he's matured enough, or if he has a different option, he would have left the country. He's staying back because he doesn't want people to think that he's a failure. He came to US and wasted money and he became a failure. Now he's coming back. And so to avoid that, he's spending more money and taking a lot more risk. And hopefully things work out for him. I sincerely think, I hope. And so, and also the PhD front, yes, you are right. I have my own relative he's doing in Purdue. So he worked for 6-7 years, and then he came here on PhD. I mean, so there seem to be a passion. So I guess my point is that if somebody somehow thinks that certain college, certain university, I want to do certain degree, PhD or master's, and that's that's me, that's what I want to do. Hey, you should pursue. But subsequent to that, you can't just, you should develop the ability to think outside the box, outside the stereotypes. Stereotypes are just keep plugging in and slog and then just do whatever and stick around. And that's it. That's the only, otherwise, if you go back, I think it's better if you go back if things are not well here, in my opinion. But somehow that's like plan F. Going back is anyway, there are a few people going back, and that I'm not saying that nobody's doing
and
it.
Also, Guru, sorry for interruption. So
Sure.
The thing is here, especially in India, what you said is right, absolutely. A lot of pressure coming from parents itself.
Yeah.
To stay back in India. That's the status quo they want to maintain.
Status quo. That's true.
Whether their son or daughter, or they are doing job, or they are doing in
the restaurant,
Walmart or gas station, nobody knows what these people, because of their interests, they are making children to struggle. So not 100%, but at least I came across 50 to 60% of the parents are like this.
Yeah.
If you encourage, definitely they will come back. They will establish some company. They can become entrepreneurs or whatnot. A lot of companies are there, but maybe they are not taking that call. So
yeah,
it's absolutely a mess for the persons whether they want to stay back or come back. It is really a mess for them, really speaking.
Yeah. So let's try to end this on a positive note.
Sure.
So now that you understand what we do and what our efforts are, and in terms of how we bring these experiences, all these different things, everything we talked about, right? Everything has to be part of the parcel, in my opinion. Knowing one thing extremely well and not knowing other thing can throw you off, and vice versa. You need to know enough about both tangible and intangible things, which is, to build a career wisely. And nobody knows future. Nobody can predict. However, having, enough information that what works for you, not enough information what worked for others. You can take that as data, but also you have to learn the ability to apply and see if it works for you. And so talk about what Siliconvalley4u is trying to do, and share anything that you can you can for the community, how we can potentially help.
So well, basically Siliconvalley4u is doing good actually right now. So in my opinion, so the suggestions is like the student should take some sort of trainings with respect to their hardworking or learning or personality development or presentations, at least starting of the third year. So that is nothing but from fourth semester or ending of fifth semester, something like that. So if they start probably doing some sort of projects with different people, one project including 4 people or 5 people, online or offline, with different territories, like people should be from different areas, from different states or something like that, where there should be a lot of communication, discussion should be happened, like problem solving should be together. And this type of learning is needed. One point is, whenever every project is not a cakewalk. So when they are coming with the different types of hurdles or problems, they should fix timeline for the bug fixing.
Yeah.
It is not we will do within 2-3 days time frame. No. Let us take it next of 1 hour or next 12 hours or 6 hours. Then what happens is nothing but you can build your coding skills very well. Stress handling also you will handle well.
Yeah.
Some situations where we face is real-time projects. We worked for telecom projects. Customer is on your head.
Yeah.
Because you know about networking and all. So if they lose some packets in half an hour, what the customer say is, I lost, for example, TCP/IP this much packets. They never say that. He will say in terms of dollars.
Correct.
Penalties within, yes, he will say that because of your problem in packet or whatnot. So in networking or whatnot, your application layer or your some layer. So I lost 7 lakh rupees or $1 million or something like that.
Correct.
It's a real time, right?
That's right.
So that situation happens. Nowadays, what we are observing, Guru, really speaking, as you said earlier, the glory of software development is decreasing day by day. Pressure is very much. Customers, they know what is per hour dollar quote for the project. Really speaking, initial stages, nobody knows. Customer doesn't know what is computer. At that time, we were able to code per hour base. But now they are saying, boss, $4 per hour for this project. If you want, you can. Otherwise, we have a lot of vendors are there. We will go. Why I am pushing this point is down the lane, lot of technologies are also coming. Artificial intelligence, robotics, how the situation is changing really very, very, very fast. Today's technology down the line, 1.5 year, no. Somebody says blockchain, doesn't know really why, how the blockchain is working, how it will work, where it should be implemented. Before we know, some more technology is coming there. The people, students, that whatnot, the job seekers should be on toes for every technology, because technology will come by learning. There is no point. This is not a big rocket science.
Correct.
But what you should have very good patience, learning curve, and hard work. That's it. You should be very disciplined.
I think I call it problem-solving skills. Basically,
yes,
you
the
need
thing
to.
is, yes. So, with respect to pressurized timelines.
Correct.
Right.
Performing under pressure, basically.
Yes. So, Siliconvalley4u will give you project for 20 days. You may do that, but do it with 10 days time period.
Correct.
Put yourself. Do it. Otherwise, you will have 10 days cushion period anyway.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Learn these type of techniques where industry is looking really.
Yeah. In the sports world, they say that, right? So the sports world, they say they play thinking that's the last day of their career, because if they 100%. Don't perform, they're out. If you don't have that exhilaration and that kind of intensity, they can't outperform. And so if you it's like unfortunately we are on the opposite spectrum of things. As you said, oh, I'm going to get my paycheck, I'm going to go home today, I mean, because I'll come back tomorrow. And so you need that, at least in the beginning. As you said, I want to solve this yesterday, rather than, it's today, I'm working on it, I'm already late. If you have that kind of sense of urgency with the quality of work you do, then that becomes, they call it work ethic. So you have a good work ethic where employees like you and they respect the work you do, and your packages will come. If they'll respect and they need you, no business is going to turn you down. The businesses are there to hire you. They're not
100%.
And they're not, it's not opposite. And that's my message to them is, you showcase your services, your value, your worth. This is what I can bring to you. Packages will come to you, and you can demand. You are entitled to demand at that time.
Automatically.
Yeah, but you can't go other way around, because other guy got that package from same college. It doesn't mean, first of all, that's a separate category. Maybe he showed something that you don't have, you don't know, that he's not going to tell you, or he never told you. Or, but if you just take a complete perspective, that's not even a conversation, right? Your conversation is, I can do this, I want to be paid. That's a reasonable conversation. And so I had situations where they asked a question about package, and I had to ask, what's your name? They don't even tell me the name yet. And so first tell me your name and what you do and what you did and what you can do. Then we'll talk about, no, it's the other way around. So, and I guess, for lack of better term, I've noticed that there's some sense of entitlement. So I did computer science, let's say, if it is happened to be a decent college or not, some of my seniors, some of my other guys got, I'm also entitled to get that. And why are you not even entertaining that? So they are getting upset that we are not having that conversation with them. What I'm telling them is, that's a dangerous attitude until you run into the first wall or bottleneck. Trust me, when you run in the bottleneck in the real industry, you are doing at the expense of paycheck. In other words, you may be fired. And if you get fired, and that's a lot more struggle. That's why what we are doing at Siliconvalley4u is we are bringing those to colleges, so that you at least you have time to recoup and be better and get on the right track and have a meaningful conversation when you first meet with the employer. So that's our hope, not only technical skills and all the project related skills, everything else, that includes communication, especially some of the, we talked about that already. This is one of the, you know any non-English speaking countries, so there tend to be the issue, and also the lack of culture, right? So I also, communication is not necessarily English. It's your command on the subject, followed by your ability to organize the thoughts, followed by English. So in other words, if you have a reasonable English, which we all do, and if you have first two well, I think you're going to communicate better than somebody who's really fluent in English and have no command on the subject. And so most probably won't even talk because he has a good English, but he doesn't have anything to talk about. So you can definitely be a better communicator. So I mean, these are the things we are trying to do as a process rather than boot camp. Let's do it for 3 months, one semester. You're not going to change in one semester. And we are trying for many months. Some of our interns, you must have seen on our podcast, they've been with us for 3 to 4 years to not only learn and also gain a tremendous experience. See, you have to do this over a period of time to really master this. And so then, as you said, you can figure out the situations, whether I'm under pressure, what do I do? I'm not under pressure. Okay, I'm not under pressure. Don't take it easy. Go home and sleep. Don't do it. You still be prepared for next thing that's going to come up. Organize your day, organize your time. And those things, there is no book. I mean, you can read books and you can take that as a data. Unless you put that into practice, it's not going to come to you, because you're going to see our pattern of day-to-day pattern that we have is what we have been doing for many, 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 many years. So you get up, you do certain things, you work out or you don't work out, you do all that, what we practiced for many years. So if you don't practice these things that put you on the right pedestal for a career, you're not going to do it. You're going to do the bad things, which is and so employers like they look at it and get frustrated or not hire or all kinds of things. So this, I sincerely hope, because the reason I like this podcast with you is we are straight to the point. I mean, there is no indirect language here. And I sincerely hope that especially community in India, student community, take advantage of your suggestions. And I thank you very much for coming on podcast. We'll do it again, maybe in a few months. And so maybe at that time we can take on a particular topic and go deep down. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Guru. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
See you.